What up, Essential Bays? We're going to get right into this makeup look, but before we do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit and destroy that like button, and also put comments down in the comment section below. Also hit the notification bell so you can get future videos. Okay, so what we're doing now, as you can definitely tell, we're going to start off with our brows, taking our favorite brow pencil. Any brow pencil that you have, of course, will suffice for a awesome look, but I'm going in with my infamous brown brow pencil that I use quite often. I love how brow pencils work compared to pomades and stuff like that. It's just I have more control over the strokes and the direction of which the product is going. So that's why I prefer brow pencils. But of course, I know how to use all that other stuff. I just prefer the brow pencil. Anyway, going in small strokes, tracing the shape out or etching the shape out of the desired look of my brow, going in and filling with the product as much as I possibly can, making sure that the shape is where I need it to be in order to shape my face and the look of which I'm going for. Then I'm going to take the spoolie, disperse the product over the brows, make sure that everything is copacetic, then going back and clean it up using my favorite LA Girl concealer, LA Girl Pro in medium beige, taking a flat concealer brush, going in and basically edging out what we've already done. Sometimes I connect the two just to make sure that everything is super even, and then go back and clean it up. But that's basically it. Just small strokes with a little bit of concealer on the brush as much as possible, getting as close as I possibly can, taking the rest of the concealer and using that to create a nice base for the eyeshadow that we're going to be applying a little bit later. After doing so, we're going to take a fluffy medium brush, blend all of that out, make sure that everything is even. Taking our BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette, and we're going to use those two shades. I'm going in with a smaller fluffy brush, blending and packing in color as much as I possibly can with that light teal blue aqua shade. There's no name for it, but that's as much of a shade name as I can get. Going in and the put that in the front or the first half of our crease area, blending it out as much as possible. Again, packing in that color to get a really nice color payout. Going in behind that with a purple shade that I showed you earlier with another blending brush and putting that on the second half or the back half of the crease, blending those two together as much as I possibly can to get a super awesome blend and payout of color. We want to pack that in because of course we're going to go in and cut the crease. So as much color that we can pack into the crease before we cut it, that's what we're trying to achieve in this moment. Blending, 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 and packing in a whole bunch of color. So we just take a couple of swipes of the brush, then go back in to add more color to get a super nice payout. And of course, blend those two together as much as you possibly can. You can, in order to get a good blend payout, especially between two different colors like this, you kind of have to overlap them a whole bunch of times. So what we'll do, we'll take the purple, pack in color, then take the blue or aqua color and then go back over it to blend it out in order to get another color payout. Taking a NYX concealer in CW1, and I'm taking the white from the LA Girl Pro, mixing those together, and that's what we're going to cut our crease with. Taking a flat concealer brush, small strokes as much as we possibly can, basically cutting out the shape of the eye, going back in very lightly, making sure that the brush is kind of pinched in order to achieve this, and going back in with small strokes and a whole bunch of concealer because of course we want this to be a clean slate to put our other shadows on top of.
found the one, you should never give her up. I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah. I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see, yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and still finish.
What I'm doing here, as you can see, I'm just taking the colors that we already used and I'm just basically putting them in a reverse order. So putting the aqua color on the outer third of the eye and putting the purple color on the inner third of the eye, and kind of leaving a negative space in between. Of course, we're going to fill that later on with glitter, but right now just packing in the color as much as I possibly can and getting a nice color payout. What I'm going to do now is take a little bit of black and kind of deepen the color and overlay it with the color that we previously put down. So taking black, putting it on the end of what we've done on the lid. Then we're going to take the color that we previously put down and put that on top of the black and blend it out in order to get some type of dimensioned effect, if that makes sense, to kind of deepen it and give it a little bit more of a dimension to the look. Not demented, Jesus, a dimension to the look, just to add a little bit of flair and for it to look not so flat, if that makes sense, because sometimes these colors can look flat. So to add some type of dimension, I'll add just a touch of black and then go back over it with the color that we put down earlier in order to give that type of effect. Hopefully I explained that correctly.
If you found the one, you should never give her up. I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah. I surround my soul with the
After cleaning everything up, we're going in with my mix of chunky glitters. I mixed 3 glitters together in order to get that particular mix. You can find loose glitters either on Amazon or at Michael's. They have a nice selection. Make sure that it is fine grade, and if you use chunky glitter, of course it's not technically meant for the eyes, so be careful because you can damage your eyes, especially if you're one of those people that are kind of haphazardly clumsy. Please be careful as much as you possibly can. Do not get this glitter in your eyes. We want it near the eye, not in the eye. We want it to be pretty, not for you to be blinded by it, literally. Anyway, taking a little bit of lash glue over where we have that negative space, and then we're going to tap the glitter mix on top of that in order to give that nice sparkle flare that we're going for in this particular look. After getting that together, we're going to spray the face in order for it to have some type of moisture. Going in with our mattifier primer by Estee Lauder, putting that all over the face, and then smearing that or blending that into the skin in order to have a nice layer of primer before we put our foundation on. Fills in all the gaps and inconsistencies of the skin. Then we're going in with our foundation. I'm going in with the Super Stay in Warm Sun, putting that all over my face with a brush, and then going in later with a dampened beauty blender and blend that out to get a airbrush effect. After that, going in with the concealer, putting that all over the face, And then we're going to blend that out as well. Put that on the highlights of the face to blend it out. But before we do that, we're going in with a little bit of a concealer. I mean, not concealer, I'm so sorry. A contour in 450 Suede. You can't really see it in this particular take of the video, but we do kind of deepen it later on. So going in and blend out that concealer. I kind of let it sit on my face in order to warm up better so we can have a better blend out. And we're just taking it and blending it as much as we possibly can into the foundation that we already have. And of course, whatever we do wet, we have to set with dry. So we're going to set that with a setting powder by Makeup Revolution. It's their banana powder and their translucent powder mixed together in order to get what I have on my face. I ran out of air sponge, so I kind of mixed those two together in equal parts in order to get what we have here. And we're just setting everything that we already done. Going in with more contour, that is NARS in Palmo, hopefully I'm saying that right. And we're going to deepen what we've already set with the Suede from Lancome. And that's just a tinted translucent that I use from them. That's why you couldn't really see it. But going in with the NARS contour, you can kind of pick up just a little bit more. Going in with the face powder over what we've already done. And then we're going to contour the nose with Too Faced for their chocolate souffle in medium brown. Going back in and spritzing the face to make sure that we don't look super chalky. Fanning everything in order to get that awesome blend. Going in with Tarte by the Exposed highlights and putting that on the highlights of my cheeks and kind of blended it up a little bit towards the temples and of course on the bridge and the bulb of my nose.
These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and still finish in one.
After filling in the under eyes to add a little bit more color, we're going to add a wing using the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. Basically doing a super awesome shape. I kind of do the tail end of the wing first and then go back in and fill it in as much as I possibly can without messing up the makeup look. I kind of use small strokes. I feel that if you use smaller strokes, especially when you're doing makeup, concealers and stuff like that, it's easier to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, so because you don't have room to mess up. Those lashes are from AliExpress, and I can leave the link down in the description box below. I'm possibly going to do that. Going in with my Cils Booster and the brow gel from Lancome, conditioning the lashes, and of course afterwards setting the brows so we don't have to worry about anything moving. Then we're going to apply our lashes with tweezers in order to get a more accurate application. Get them as close to the lash line as possible without making too much of a gap or a mistake. I'm using Inconspicuous by Lancome. That is their color design. I want to say it's like a matte lipstick. It's more of a skin tone. As you know on this channel, I kind of stick with nudes. I really like nudes, especially for lips. Really, really like nudes. Going in with a chocolate lip pencil just to give dimension to the lips. We don't want it to be too flat. And of course, we're going to add a gloss later on. No, I take that back. I don't think I add a gloss in this look. Going in with concealer, that's what it was. The white that we used earlier to lighten the middle to give a ombre look. And I take the beauty blender and just kind of blend that out so it could be even all over. And I'm going in with my Grandiose favorite mascara to blend the lashes, my natural lashes, to the falsies that we put on top. And of course, I'm just going in with the tweezers to make sure that everything is a-okay and that my lashes are not kind of curled up underneath. itself and kind of evenly spread out throughout the look. This is pretty much it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, put in the comment section below videos that you guys want to see in the future, and if you have not done so, go ahead and follow me on some of my other social media platforms. I will put that in the description box below as well. Again, thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this entire video, and I'll see you babies later. Peace.